Okay, this is my first vlog. I'm escaping a little bit my work from that my wife has instructed me to do today. I have to clean up the pool. There are actually two issues that are on my mind today. The one thing is the current COVID-19 situation. Basically, I think I'm more optimistic than some politicians and also some in the industry that we'll get an end of the crisis this summer. My reasons are, on the one hand, when you look at the development of the new infections in Israel, first of all, and of course also in the States and in the UK, you see quite a drop, and also quite a drop in the deaths per day, especially when you take the 7-day average, and I'm looking at the World for Data or something. I make the link on the YouTube description below. And so I assume that we'll get, at least in the States and in the UK, a much better situation by the end of April. So basically it will be over then. And even in Europe, I assume that we'll have not more than 3 months of time lag. I mean, we did a very, very bad job. So unfortunately we didn't have such a good management than in the States and in the UK, and of course in Israel. But this is a very special case. The variants of the coronavirus do not concern me too much, because right now it seems that the vaccines help, at least are sufficient so that there is not an outbreak in Israel or in the UK, where there are many variants. And when you look at other viruses like polio, which has been where the vaccine has been 70 years around, there was no necessity to change the vaccine until now. So I assume that we will have no big issue with variants, and if there is, then it's quite easy to fix it with a new shot. So this is actually not my main concern. My concern is a little bit that the governments are hesitant to open up the economy, because I don't know, maybe they like to close down everything, then they are in charge. But I assume that at least in America and in Europe and all the other developed nations, that we will open up by July and August this year. I'm quite optimistic regarding COVID-19. The other thing is where I'm a little bit more concerned, and what's actually not so much discussed right now, is that we will get economic difficulties. So there will be quite some stimulus due to the money that is around right now, the many subsidies, and governments are spending like hell. So I assume that there is a risk of inflation, and there will be a big pickup in the economy this fall. But in the long run, I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, I see a risk of inflation and maybe even more a risk of deflation. And there is a theory that you have long-term cycles in the economy called Kondratiev cycles, and these cycles are about 70 to 90 years, and normally we should have had a crisis already in the year 2000 something, and I'm a little bit concerned that we have postponed these crises by having a very loose monetary policy in the last 15 years at least, and that we might get the results in the next few years, and that we could have quite a recession in the whole world actually, because this would be one of the first recessions on a real global basis. And you see also some countries struggling with COVID-19, and their economies, and therefore I'm not so much concerned about this autumn, this fall. I'm also quite bullish regarding this summer. I think we could have also a very good year 2022, but the perspective in the next 2 to 5 years is concerning. And in the deflation, you should have at least not too much debt, because the point is that the value of properties is falling. So property value, real estate value could fall by 50%, 70%, 80%, 90%, 95%, whatever, depends. And then of course you have much less securities for your debt, and the banks have to react, and therefore you will have a debt crisis. And this increases even more the issue with real estates, because then you have much more real estates on the market. You have unemployment, and this is quite some destructive cycle, which can of course be also a chance if you have enough cash and if you are prepared. Then this could be even a good time business-wise. But it's important that you at least consider this as a possibility, as a serious possibility. If it doesn't happen, then it's fine. Nobody wants it. But if it happens, it's better to be prepared. And I think this is something not many people are talking about right now, and we should be careful to prepare for such a scenario, especially deflation. I think inflation is not so bad. Of course, it's not good, but deflation is really a hard crisis if it happens. Yeah, so this is on my mind. Escaping the work for my wife. And maybe I can show you afterwards what the results of my day was. And yeah, and just let me know in the comments whether you liked the vlog. You can give it also a like, and we'll see you. Bye bye.